guys, and welcome back to Aquatic Life and Theme Parks, where in today's video I'm going to be sharing the details that was released yesterday from Chessington World of Adventures about their brand new Paw Patrol area, opening at some point in 2026. They released the names for the 4 brand new rides that will be in the area, and more concept art on the area, including the actual name for the area. And that's what I'm going to begin with, so let's jump straight in. The park did release yesterday a brand new piece of concept art that is showing on your screen right now, and the world is actually going to be called the World of Paw Patrol. And they did also release the poster and the sort of sign that I'm hoping will be out in the portal entrance of the land. But there is going to be, dead in the centre of the area, a rescaled and recreated full-scale Paw Patrol lookout, which will is obviously in the show. It will also be themed to Adventure Bay, where the show is set. Now, looking at the concept art that they released yesterday, and the one that's on your screen right now, the Paw Patrol lookout tower is going to be full-scaled, and it does look like there is a bit of a queue forming sort of outside the area. Now, obviously the poster we got earlier last year when it was first announced, it did have one of the Paw Patrol characters out on the front meeting, obviously, the guests. But I do think there will be a door, a bit like on Croc Drop, that will open up. Maybe a bit of smoke will come out, and that will actually be where back of house is for the characters. But not only that, that will also be where you access the slide. If you look at the concept art and a bit more concept art that I'm putting up on the screen now, you will see people actually coming down the sort of tower, around the tower, and popping out at the bottom, and that does look like a slide. Now, obviously, construction hasn't started on that slide yet, so that just might be for the aesthetic of the concept art, but I hope, and I really would actually be quite nice to see a slide in that centre, and that will be classed as another sort of ride or attraction in the area. So now I am going to be talking about the 4 rides and their names and descriptions, and telling you my thoughts on what it might be about. So let's jump in with the roller coaster. The roller coaster is going to be called Chase's Mountain Mission. Now, this will let guests join Chase and Everest on a high-speed chase around the mountains. Now, obviously, this is a very basic layout, and I do think that the structures and the props in the middle of, obviously, the roller coaster that was going up late last year in 2025 will make the ride. Another thing I would love to see is a rolling pre-show in the queue, explaining the mission and what the guests need to do. Another thing that I'd love to see is the on-board audio. I think that will sound really nice and will actually bring the whole roller coaster and the whole theme together. Obviously, you might have Chase and Everest, which is 2 of the characters in the show, obviously talking to you and explaining what you need to do. Another thing I'd hope that the park has considered is having a 2-lap special. The reason why is a very basic layout, but of course it is meant to be, and when it first got announced, when this whole new area was coming out, it is meant to be, you know, younger years and their first roller coaster to get them used to roller coasters, and I think that is obviously the mission that Chessington want to obviously produce. So now let's move on to the second ride. The second ride in this area is another ride that we saw arriving at the park late last year. That is Skye's Helicopter Heroes. Now, guests will be invited to take a gentle aerial sort of ride and on board Skye's helicopters. Now, I think this is a really nice filler ride, and will actually let guests, obviously, you know, overview the actual area, but not only that, overview the rest of the park as well. I also hope that there will be sort of a little pre-rolling, pre-show. If not, maybe a little bit of audio while you're waiting in the queue. Another thing I also hope for this ride is that it will have on-board audio, maybe Skye, taking you through the steps on how to drive the helicopter. But overall, I think this will be a nice filler ride, and will give guests a sort of aerial view of the area and the rest of the park. The third ride is called Zuma's Hovercraft Adventure. Now, this is going to be the UK's first drifter ride. It is a type of flat ride. I'll put a picture up on screen if I can find it. And the description is that it will be offering guests sliding, skidding and drifting movements as guests pilot a hovercraft from Adventure Bay to Seal Island alongside Zuma, which is one of the characters in the show, of course. Now, I really do hope that there'll be a bit of on-ride audio as well, yet again. I think it will be nice, it will explain the storyline. Alongside that, there will be a structure in the middle. I will put up a bit of concept art now that they released yesterday. There will be a structure in the middle, and it looks like there will actually be, in all 4 rides, there will be sort of a little centerpiece structure or statue of each of the characters outside the front of the queue lines. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. But there will be a structure in the middle of, obviously, the ride, Zuma's Hovercraft Adventure. And it looks like it will be a really nice sort of mid-thrill sort of attraction flat ride. Obviously not too thrilling to obviously scare the younger guests, but just enough to, you know, it gives them a bit of adrenaline as well. As I said earlier, I really do hope that this will have on-ride audio as well to explain the storyline. But yet again, I think this will be a nice filler ride. And I'm glad to see the park has got a UK's first. The 4th and final ride of the area will be called Marshall's Fire Truck Rescue. The park has said that the guests will experience a rocking and rolling family ride through the streets of Adventure Bay. Now, this should be the former Jungle Bus attraction that was located in Wild Asia. Now, I think, obviously, it's been taken off site to obviously get repainted and made to be look like a fire truck. But hopefully that will be back in the park and in the area, obviously, to be installed very, very soon. So now I am going to be sharing my thoughts on the 4 rides. Alongside that, what I think about the actual area itself. Here we go. All of the details that was announced yesterday from Chessington. I really do think that it's good that all 4 rides are completely different to each other, and Chessington did say that the 4 rides were picked carefully to obviously make sure that it is aimed at the younger age group. Now, of course, this area is not obviously aimed at my age group, it is aimed to younger age groups, but I still think it will look really nice in the park. I don't know how it will look between obviously the where Rattlesnake is and obviously where that is. I don't know if there's going to be sort of a fence or maybe a planting perimeter, and when the trees and flowers grow in, it will sort of block out of that view. But obviously that we'll have to wait and see. Now, no opening date was announced when this was obviously released. It's saying that it will be opening at some point either at the beginning of spring or late spring of 2026. So we will have to wait and see. But let me know what you think about the brand new World of Paw Patrol area coming to Chessington World of Adventures. Are you looking forward to it? Do you think they should have, went with a different theme? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. But apart from that, stay aquatic everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.